Hello everyone, my name is Noreen. Welcome to the workshop. So today I'll be talking about the app I'm designing. It's called Toddler's Meal Organizer. So I will show my idea of the app, and I would like to get your feedback of the personas that I'll be sharing, and we'll brainstorm the ideas, what you think. If you were the user, you have to imagine to be the user, and then I will show you my user journey so I can add to it, and then I'll show you the prototype that I have created, like a draft, and you can give me feedback on that based on the prototype. And then you can give me, like, I will share the links of the feedbacks and you can add to them. So now I will share my screen with you guys so you can see the presentation. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So, okay, so this is the agenda for the workshop today. So I'll just give a little overview of the Toddler Meal Organizer and how the idea came up. So after I became a mother, I started to struggle a lot to what to feed my toddler. So I started to research online, and I couldn't find much resources on how to organize a meal preparation for my child. So then I resorted to Facebook, and then I found that so many mothers are there, and it's a struggle for a lot of mothers to find that. So then I took a break and went to Bangladesh, and in Canada, the government gives two books when you're a new mother. That one is for the pregnancy, to learn about how to keep yourself active and healthy, and one book is for the children, to how to feed them and stuff. But when I went to Bangladesh, there are no such resources in Bangladesh. Like, the mothers are struggling on what to feed them, and they don't know what balanced diet is, and there is no resource from the government. So it's hard to know, like, they're lost, and the main language we speak in Bangladesh is Bangla, and many of them struggle with English, and all the resources on the internet is in English language. So it's hard for them to understand, and many children in Bangladesh suffer from malnutrition for these reasons. And the solution I'm trying to create is an app that will be free of cost. Oh, another issue in Bangladesh is that when there is an app, most of them have subscription, and the credit cards are to be used inside Bangladesh. You cannot use it internationally. So the users who can even afford to buy, it's hard for them to use the apps which are subscribed. So I want to create an app which will be free, and you can use it with very less internet. Like, some of the features will be can be used offline as well. So creating a solution that will be in 6 sections, like scheduling a meal preparation, what are the grocery list, a reminder what is already there and what to add, favorites, like the recipes or suggestions of similar recipes with the same ingredients, and a tracker to keep, like, allergies, sleep, and bowel movement, which is related to food in children, because children tend to be very sensitive, and some kind of games, like the children can play while you're preparing the meal, or you can share with other mothers, like something fun to keep going and feel like a community. So this is the color palette I'm trying to achieve, but I am sticking to monochrome. I'm not able to break and use this color palette, so you can give me some suggestions on how to do that. So the main goal is to ensure a child's well-being, growth, and overall health. So any questions on my idea of the app?
No, for me.
So, okay, so I will go to the persona that I have created. So this is Rosaline. She is 33. She's a wellness coach. She's married and she has one child. She's a very busy mother and she's a paranoid mother because her child is very picky and she's always cooking for her child, but he doesn't like to eat. So on like weekends, she tries to collect the recipes for the meal preparation for the week on her phone, but it's all over the place. So it's hard for her to, balance everything. And the goal she's trying to achieve is to uh, prepare a meal that he at least finishes and enjoys, and it helps him to keep active. And her frustrations are that her child is underweight and doesn't like most of the dishes she's cooking for the family because sometimes it's spicy or it's like I don't know, he doesn't like vegetables or the texture. So her motivations are she likes to cook and she tries to incorporate exciting things in her meal prep, but she's still struggling. So this is one of the personas. Another persona is Jamie. He is a single dad from Canada. He's a very busy person. He's a civil engineer. He has boy and a girl, and it's hard for him to balance work and the household chores. He's trying to cook on alternate days by watching video and YouTube tutorials on his phone. The goals he's trying to achieve is to give home cooked meal to his children because we all tend to be like giving junk food or like frozen food and stuff like that. So he's very keen on that. He tries to cook and easy recipes. So it's his frustrations are that he's not able to organize the ingredients and the meal preparations, and it's hard for him to incorporate flavors. So he ends up eating takeouts on most days. So his motivations are to, he likes to experiment and try new recipes and keep things in order. So please go to the link that I just gave here. So you can imagine yourself like the user, the personas, and what would be your feedback on what are the actions or questions or happy moments, pinpoints, and opportunities that this app could have if you were the user. Please let me know if you guys are done. I am not giving a time slot, but it's up to you how long you want to take. But Sorry, guys, done? So, Melissa, you're on mute.
I just need one more second.
Oh, sure. Take your time, please.
If you guys want to start like talking about your answers, I'm just gonna quickly finish typing.
Sure, no worries. So, Cindy, would you like to share your comments if you're the user, if you pretend to be the user, what would be your pain point or opportunity or like a happy moment?
Yes, I really love your ideas because I have 4 years old kid and he's very picky. And I cook him some food, but he always doesn't want to eat. He loves the frozen foods in the supermarket. But if you can provide me some recipe for the frozen food, that would be good.
Okay.
And yes, and because right now he's in the daycare and the school will provide him the meal, so I don't need to worry about the lunch box. But in the September, he will go to the JK, and I need to pack him the lunch box every day. So yeah, if you have the app, I definitely want to use it. It's very helpful and give me preparation and arrange me a list. Monday for what, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it's very helpful, I think.
Thank you, Cindy. Nelson,
Yeah.
would you like to share your feedback on if you were the user, what would be your idea?
Yeah, well, I will definitely be a user because I have also a child, and one of my concerns when I'm like trying to feed them or even my wife, like we, especially at that age, is like actually knowing that they are getting what they need for their growing process, right? So I'm always get concerned about that. So I need reassurance that what I'm doing is right, that what they are getting is the necessary food they require, right? So that's one thing, right? And the other thing is that maybe it could be a good idea to be able to, since we are talking about food, right, to connect with local marketers, local farmers that produce healthy vegetables and fruits, and instead of like going to the like big chains to get the
That's a
food
very
that
good point. That's a
yeah.
very good point to support the community and the local farmers or local
With this,
people.
I think this app will be the one of the greatest tool to connect with those actors in the chain.
Thank you, Nelson. That's a very good point. Melissa.
I just want to say I really like Nelson's idea too, because I think it's important to like support the local people in your community. So like now I just thought of another thing that I haven't written down. Like if there was a way to, if you could put like what your kids do like into the app, and then the farmers could deliver a box of vegetables that they eat or fruit that like they're eating that they have a lot of for like a good price, you know. And like even foods they don't like, be like, ooh, have you tried lentils before? Like, oh, why don't you make a smoothie with them? Because like, for example, I will often add lentils to like my tomato sauce, or like I don't like quinoa, but it's healthy, so I'll put it in my smoothie, you know. And there are ways to, like, Cindy could make ice cream for her kid with quinoa. You know, even like
great.
little bits mixed with fruit and then freeze. So like if you know, you could send the information to the people providing the food, like the local farmers, and then they could suggest, or the app could suggest creative recipes based on like the farmers would tell them what they had available for that week. And then your recipe creators would go to work being like, okay, we need a recipe for like carrots and strawberries or something.
Oh, that's really cool.
Like
I also like the.
Go ahead, Melissa. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I have to cough.
Okay. So no, like connected with that, like you know, like fruits, vegetables are not available all year round, right? Like you have production of this and that, right? So what she's saying about the they having the recipes according to that, that's great, you know, like, because you need to be connected with what is around, you know. You cannot recommend something that users will struggle to go and find to prepare, right? So it should be like a relation with those two things.
Yeah, another thing is
Yeah, and that's
like
just really good for the community too, right?
yeah. So I like the Melissa's idea that it's like a personalized box of things or something like that. And I feel that when we buy ingredients, we don't buy little amounts, we buy little big amount. So I want this app to have like a suggestion of like say carrots. I got one big bunch of carrots, right? So what else to make with carrots, like carrot cake or something like that, like with the same ingredient but something else, so that the meal keeps healthy and going. So you can use the ingredient with some other thing. Yeah, please go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, and you can also add a feature like what's on sale around you at the supermarket around you, and combine the on sales item, because you know in Canada right now the grocery shopping is very expensive. It's like almost 30% increase compared with last year. So if you can combine the what's on sale, maybe banana is on sale, carrot is on sale, potato is on sale, and just combine the stuff. Or the beef is on sale. So combine the on sale item and create a recipe.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
can
good.
tell me to save more money.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
I have one more thing to add. Well, about the man who's cooking for his kids that doesn't like really know. Like let his kids go on the app and rate it. You know, be like, I like this or I didn't like this. Like kids love doing stuff like that and telling them their dad is not a good cook, or like if they did like something, they would probably enjoy doing that as well. And I also like the tracker feature because like a lot of foods seem to make me sick, and I've gone to the doctor and they're like, oh, you're perfectly healthy. Or like, let's do an elimination diet, and then I lose like 20 pounds or something, which I don't want to do. So if there was a way like to not restrict my food, and then the app's like, oh, you've said like 3 times you ate bananas and then you didn't feel well, like try not eating bananas for a week. Like, and then in a week it's like, do you feel better now? Something like that, where like the app knows, you tell it everything, like the recipes you're eating, and then it decides what it thinks you're allergic to or your food intolerances, so that it could eliminate doing like an elimination diet. Like, I really like
that's really helpful, because like I have not gone to that extent, but like with children we try to do like allergy tests, so it's hard to keep track what is she eating and what is he eating, and like so that is the reason I tried to put that. And my child had like a lot of tummy troubles. So like I added the bowel movement for that reason too, with a tracker. So it's optional, you don't have to use it. Like it's not that you have to use it, it's up to you. If you want to use it,
like
it's there.
I would use that if I was if I had a kid. I would be like, no, I'm gonna track my own.
Yeah. So there's no pressure, like you can use it, you don't want to use it, don't use it. So moving forward, I will share my screen again. So thank you for your feedbacks, and I would share my user journey map that I have created. So what the questions I have is, I'm so lost and clueless, like what are the recipes I want? And I feel so overwhelmed. So with this app, I should feel a bit organized. And sorry, guys, can you see my screen?
No, can you make it bigger? I can see it, but
okay, sure. So yeah, so I feel that like if my child eats a meal, it's like a happy moment for me. So I've spoken to other mothers who has the same feeling, that when the bowl is empty, they feel like it's an achievement and they have unlocked some kind of gem. So I would like those happy moments to be shared with other mothers, that this has worked for me, you can try it if it works for your child. Though each child is different, but like this platform could be like a community to share happy moments and pain points and venting.
to support each other, you know, like at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stage
So
you need
yeah,
a lot of support,
yeah,
reassurance, like listen, you're doing it right, like or oh it didn't eat the whole food today, it's okay, tomorrow
yeah.
they will, right? So yeah.
Yeah, so like it's like you're not alone. Like we're all in the same boat, something like that. So the pain points is like it's a lot of work to sit down and create a schedule, like create a plan. But it's like not too hard with this app because if you have everything in your phone, you're on the go. When you go to the grocery store, you have the list prepared. You can just go and pick it up or buy it. So you can edit the sections according to your child's, like children have phases. So now it's like carrot phase, now it's pumpkin phase. So this opportunity would be like it will encourage everyone to keep going, that when you share it with other people. So that is my journey map that I have created with the personas in mind. So I have created a prototype. Could you kindly go to the link I have shared so you can see the uh, prototype that I've created? I will just share my screen. Sorry, not this one. So this is the prototype I have created. So this is, can you guys see my screen now?
No.
No?
Screen, I don't know, but I'm in the prototype.
Yeah, I'm in
Okay.
the prototype. Yeah.
Okay, so I will share the prototype screen again. So this is the prototype I've created. So you log in and you can log in and register, and then you can come in with like different sections, recipes and the tracker and favorites and reminders and games. And once you enter the recipes, you can select what kind of food you like to eat or your family likes to eat. So you can select the cuisines. So then it will kind of suggest according to that. And like the shopping list, you can create a basic list, and then it will have already a list created according to your previous lists. So you can edit that one that is pre-made already and remind you to add something maybe that is like in the pantry or refill the pantry. So another one is the schedule. So you can choose the days and create schedule for lunch, breakfast, and dinner and snacks. The favorites is you can like save YouTube links, pictures. You can share the lunchbox ideas that you have given your kid on that day and that was a hit with your kid, and or like a meal platter, you can share that. So the tracker, the allergy, the sleep, and the bowel movement, and the games. I like Melissa. Maybe I can include the rating part in the games as an interactive element. I have not created the idea of the games yet, but I like that critique of the user, like the toddlers or the children who can rate. But mainly this is for the toddlers, so I'm not sure if the toddler can rate, but like the uh, lunchbox or the food that is finished, that should be the rating that the mother can share, that, oh, my critique has liked my food today. So you share the achievement with other users. So guys, if you have any suggestions with the prototype I have shared, uh, yes, Melissa, please.
Yeah, I do. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. No, just for toddler ratings, you just give them a bunch of faces, and you're
Oh,
like,
okay.
which face matches
Oh, that's a good
how
idea.
how the food was today.
Mhm.
Even like 1-year-olds can do that. But
Mhm.
I wanted just to ask a question
Sure.
about the prototype where it says like basic list. That's like
Mhm.
your list of like all the things you normally buy in a week. So like it's easy to just like swipe away things you don't need and then add things that you do need. Okay, I really
So
like that because
so like every week you need certain things, so that will be included in the basic list. That's what I have thought about. I've not gone in depth with the idea, but if you have any suggestion, that would be great.
yeah, because I don't eat a lot of meat and I don't eat dairy products. So like I always have peanut butter. I always have bananas. I want to like variety of fruit. I always need rice. I always need pasta. But like I don't need rice every week or like I don't
Mhm.
need beans every week because you buy a lot of them. So it would be nice if I could have like a weekly list or like a monthly list where it's like, oh yeah, like do I need to buy that this week? Um, or like some of the herbs and spices that I always use. That's like, like once a month I buy this, but like every week I need to buy bananas.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
if you
yeah,
could like keep different lists, that would
lists.
be
Yeah,
great.
that's the idea, that you can have like a basic list, and you can have like you can create a list like from scratch. Maybe if you are hosting other people, you can create another list like for not only your toddler but other toddlers as well, keeping everyone in mind. So maybe like that, and like the app could suggest a list, like um, uh, the AI could generate a list. So that could be another option. So I have listed
Yeah.
that. Cindy, you have anything to say?
Yes, because it's an app for creating something for the children. So can you add more colors on your
Yeah, so
profile? Yes,
I
just
want to add
make it
that,
more
but
colorful
yeah, so for
and more friendly.
starters, I just started with monochrome, so it's not too overwhelming because I wanted to focus on the contents first,
Okay,
then do
yeah.
the designing part, because too much color kind of overwhelms me as a user. So I
Okay,
want to
yeah,
keep
no
it
problem.
neat and clean, but that is my color scheme on the top.
Mhm.
I have shared, but I have not been able to incorporate the colors yet. But your suggestion would be great. Like if what like the buttons should be colorful, or the images,
Yeah.
or like the
And more
logo.
cute buttons, more cute characters, yeah. And
Mhm.
also, do you have a features like if I say in my fridge I have a beef, potato, carrot, onion. So I just type these four kinds of things on your apps, and you give me a recipe for the
Yeah,
healthy food.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is another thing I have under the recipe, like suggest a recipe. So you can put the ingredients you already have, or you want to cook with certain recipes. The AI will generate like these are
Okay,
the
perfect.
ideas, or like cuisines of various tastes. Maybe you like Chinese food, or you like Thai food, you like Indian food.
Oh,
So
perfect, perfect.
that is
Yeah,
the
I love that.
idea.
Yeah, I love
So
that. Yeah, it's different kinds of food. You can give me like different kinds of recipe, and I can try one by one.
yeah, so yeah, whatever is easy for you, like something simple but like flavorful. So that's a goal.
Yeah, great.
Nelson,
Thank you.
you have any suggestion? Thank you, Cindy.
Well, yes, but already Cindy comment on that. Like when you think about the design, since it's also gonna be used for kids, right? And so to make it fun, to
Mhm.
make it colorful. I guess not too colorful, but maybe you can play with the colors you have to have something appealing.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will work on that because I just wanted to focus on the contents
Yeah,
first,
yeah,
then the
no problem.
design. But
Yeah,
like I'm not too sure how I use the colors. I have like too many colors, so I will try to use bits and pieces and try to make it simple and easy to read and like legible.
yeah.
So moving on, I want to uh, I have another feedback screen to share with you, so you can give me some suggestions as well. So where is it? Yeah, so yeah, you have already started on it. Thank you so much, guys. This is what you like about the app, what you dislike about the app, what you think should be omitted or added features, and if you have any comments. I'll give you like 5 minutes so you can take your time and complete the task. Please let me know, guys, after you're done, so we can move ahead. Are you guys done?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. So, would you like to share your comments about what you have written, like a summary of what you like about the app? Who wants to go ahead? Melissa, please go ahead.
Oh, you mute your.
Mute, you're on mute.
Yeah, mute.
Sorry. One thing I was thinking is if like your kid won't eat a certain food, like that's okay, you know? Like if your kid doesn't like beans, then the app is like, oh, like Johnny won't eat beans. That's fine. Why don't you just feed him chickpeas? Or like, you know, if your kid ate an orange today and like some wheat cereal, that has the same nutrition profile. So like, don't worry, you know, like so mothers know like it doesn't matter if your kid doesn't like wheat or like won't eat any vegetable. Like I know not eating vegetables is bad, but there are other ways to like get those vitamins and nutrients into the child. So if it was like, don't worry, like give your child this instead. And then like try again next week. And then it's like, oh, maybe you should try adding a little bit of this now, you know, like how you're saying, like give good encouragement. So like parents don't worry, like if your kid doesn't eat broccoli for a month, like that's, who cares?
Yeah. Thank you, Melissa. That's really helpful because that way there's just like a substitute of the same ingredient, but from another source. Cindy, you wanted to share something?
Yes, I really like your ideas of the app.
Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, if you can add more like interactive elements on the app, like more active, yeah. And also, like Melissa said, encourage the parents and yeah, if the kid doesn't like this one, you can give something instead. Because sometimes my kid doesn't want to eat what I call, I will feel very angry sometimes. But if you can give me like some suggestion, the alternative that oh you can make another thing for him, yeah, they will make me more happy and more peaceful, I think next time.
So the dietitians always like suggested in Canada, like when I spoke to them about my child, because she's a very picky eater, so they suggested that you have to see it like the whole week. You cannot judge by the day, because one day they don't want to change. Yeah, it's one day they don't eat a certain portion like vegetable. It's okay. Like the next day, if the child eats, it's all right. It can balance like that. So that each meal has to be balanced is not like a mandatory, but like of course it's a goal, but it's okay. You don't have to stress so much. Nelson, please go ahead if you want to share anything.
Yeah, I would like to say that I really like the app, and it's gonna be very useful for parents, and I'm sure it will help in children's development. And I think you should concentrate on that, mostly on the let's say boys and tone, right? Like to show that this app is gonna well not only make parents' life easier, but also the fact that it's gonna help children have the the most suitable diet for them to have a good development.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. That's the main goal, is to foster like good habits, like for the um more years to come, like for everyone, like whatever we eat as children kind of builds a habit. So if we have a habit of training our children to eat healthy food, it will be continued, and of course the growth and development will add to that. So what are the features you want to add or omit? So you wanted to share?
I have an idea.
Please go ahead, Melissa.
Like something where you can actually put your preferences, like how you said you're halal, you know, so you could stop it from suggesting you like
That's
food
cool.
with pork or whatever. But like I really like bacon. Like I don't want to use the app if it's gonna stop me from eating bacon.
That's a good idea.
So like something like that where it would know already like what you can't eat or what you don't want to eat or things that you really do love and like want it to be featured or something.
Okay, so I will try to add that when you're registering for the site, or you can edit that because you can go ahead and change whatever the preferences are. So I will try to add that feature. Thank you, Melissa. That is actually very important for everybody because some people have dietary restrictions and some people are allergic to certain things. So not to suggest those things. So I want to conclude the workshop. So do you have any final comments or any suggestions overall?
No, I think like I think it's great. I would use it for not even a toddler. Like I would use this for me. Like so don't limit yourself. Like maybe make the toddler one, but I think this could also be useful for adults.
Yeah, so there are apps in the market similar to my one for adults already, and similar to my one in the market for children as well, but most of them are paid. So my goal was to create something free to make it accessible for not only people in Canada or in developed countries, but also in developing countries like Bangladesh because there is not much resources and language barrier is one thing. So my goal is to develop the app to India as well, like with Hindi language, maybe work with developers all over the world with languages and cuisines and maybe chefs as well to collaborate and like create it and farmer market and like people with food related business to sponsor and to participate and like maybe home deliveries in the future. So that's the goal, to generate the idea of limiting food waste because many people are going hungry all over the world and we don't want that. We want all children to have healthy food and grow. So if you guys have any further questions or comments, please feel free to ask me. This is my email address. This is my personal email address. I'm sharing because sometimes like with the Centennial email address, I cannot access it. So feel free to send any ideas. If something new idea pops up and you want to share it with me, please feel free to share it. And I would be really grateful if you have any feedbacks. Thank you so much for participating in my workshop and giving me such great ideas. I will try to take all the feedbacks and incorporate them in my prototype and the final task. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, Irene.
Thank you.